For number 2, I chose Graffiti Kingdom. It's a game that I feel like not many people know about, but I've been playing it since about 2009, and it's been out a really long time. The genre could be classified as a RPG, technically. I don't believe there's an actual classification for this genre. I guess it's a hack and slash. I'm actually not a fan of hack and slashes or open worlds, but 2 of the games on this list are actually kind of in those genres, which is weird. But yeah, that's it for the genre. The looks of this game is very cartoony, probably more anime-esque. And the worlds, I'll show you a couple of the worlds as it goes along. I'm not gonna. The title will come up of the world. There's a ton of them, so I don't want to just go through all of them. The theme and gameplay, usually you just turn into monsters that you created, and you kill anime demons, I guess is what they're called, and then you save the town. That's the whole purpose of it. From the devil himself. No, I'm just kidding. It's some cartoony devil. For the characters, I believe this is one of the bigger points. The characters, I think, are great. There's a lot of like anime tropes, but they do have a lot of maybe one-dimensional sometimes, a very expressive, like of what they are and what their purpose is. But the voice acting is not so great. That's just the downside.
Look, do not look at this. Look, do not look at this the wrong way.
For the story or feeling, it's like a good anime story. I know I've said it before, I keep saying it, but it's just like an anime-ass game. I just said it. And it would be a good show. I'll get back on that, how it would be a good show. But it makes you feel good. You're just a good classic, hero. Just a good distracted ass hero, but whatever. Of course, the creativity in this game, if you didn't hear me mention before, you create your own monsters. On this list, it's probably the highest creativity, and the highest creativity in a lot of games, I believe. And that's probably my favorite part. I'll get more in depth of what my favorite part of it is, but just for short, I'll just say that creating the monsters is my favorite part of the game. The music is pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. It's the same person who worked on Chrono Trigger who made the music in this game. Fun fact, I actually learned that looking this stuff up actually. But I liked. There's 2 I really liked. Here's the first one. It's called Trajectory. And here's the second one. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the ending. I'll put a description, a title on the bottom, but here it's the ending of Graffiti Kingdom, and it's good. For the nostalgia, I don't believe it would apply to a lot of people. It does for me. Like I said, I've been playing it since 2009. That's why I brought it up. It's been around for a long time with me. But yes for me, but no for many people, I believe. I've yet to meet another person in person who has played this game. Online I have, but like you'll meet anyone who has done anything online. That's a fact. A couple points I want to make is the tablet and pixel relationship. If you ever watched Naruto, that's pretty much what the relationship is. Just like I said, it's an anime trope, but I like tablet. He's my friend has called him the asshole with a heart of gold. He's meant to be bad, but he really does care about people, and he's just trying to fill what he's supposed to be, but he changes his ways later on. Another thing is Pastel being human. You only see her as a human, I think, once in the game, and that really disappoints me. I wanted to see more of her past. I want to know more about her. She's actually the one who sealed the demon at the end, and she has to stay there to keep him sealed, and Pixel let her out, and that's how they went on the adventure. This isn't a huge analysis of the whole game, but I'm just gonna touch a few points. If I get any comments of a real analysis of the game, I'll definitely do it. It's one of my favorite games, like I said. Number 2. It's number 2. The ending animation is great, and I think that's what really threw me on for how it could be an anime. Like, it would like this style of animation would be nice. It's not used very often, not as much as I see, but I think it would be a good anime. Alright, in this scene right here, I just want to talk about how it's how there's 2 pastels. That's pretty much it. That's just funny that I mean, people make mistakes, but like that's the game. The whole game is out, and like there's 2 pastels right there. It's pretty funny. I didn't showcase the bosses because, like I said, I don't want to do a long analysis of it unless requested. If it's requested, I definitely will. But the bosses were okay. Here are a couple of creations I've made. I'll just show you. I'm not gonna play as all of them, but I'll flip through them. There's Mechagodzilla that I have there. He took a really long time, and he turned out really well. That I believe so. You can look up the really good creations. I'm not gonna list anything because it's not my content, but there's some people out there that have made really detailed monsters on this game, and I do want to make a video explaining why I believe this game would make a good show. Again, leave a comment if you think I should. If you did enjoy the video, thank you. On to the next part. So before I talk about my number 1, I'd like to mention a few other games I've enjoyed. To keep it short, I'll just say the thing that I enjoyed the most out of the game. My first mention is Glover on the Nintendo 64. It was a game that many people did enjoy, but also a good number of people didn't enjoy. It was quite different. But 2 things I do want to mention about it, actually. The spells in the game that made it a lot of fun to dick around with. You could do the spells right off the bat if you wanted to, but it's better to beat the game first. The spells in Glover made it possible to do things like this. And the music is great too. Just take a listen to the Atlantis boss theme. The rest of the music in the game is pretty good too, but that's about it for Glover. My next mention is the Smash series. I only have footage for Smash 4, but I did enjoy them all. My favorite thing about the Smash series would probably be the diversity in it. Also, it's a fighting game, which is one of my favorite genres. It's cool to play as one of your favorite characters from one of your favorite games and just duke it out with a couple other guys from other games. Back on the variety, diversity is well balanced with the stages and music in the game. As the series has gone on, the variety in these have as well. As Super Smash Bros. Ultimate comes out, I'm very excited to see what it may hold. The roster is as big as it's ever been. Includes everyone that's ever been in it, and I'm excited to see a couple newcomers and a couple of old guys coming back, you know, like Toon Link and Squirtle with Pokemon training. Jak series was very enjoyable for me. The most fun I had with it was the form changes. The first game was great, but when Jak 2 came out with Dark Jak, then Jak 3 came out with Light Jak, that's what caught my attention. Overwhelming anime-ass power to destroy people with appealed to my preteen mind and my adult mind, which is why that is my favorite part of the game. I'll just briefly go over the powers that the Dark and Light Jak had, starting with Dark Jak. First you have Giant Dark Jak, that was fun, just to be giant and just destroy things. You got Dark Bomb, that's fun, Explosion. Dark Spin, this, I don't know what that was, it was spinning around really fast in the air. I don't know what the official name was. Then you can turn invisible as Dark Jak, that's kind of cool, you can beat up people they don't even know. Then you have Dark Shoot. You just shoot a big thing with 2 balls spinning around. Now on to Light Jak. So the first thing you get, I believe, is a light stop time. You just freeze everything, and it's kind of cool because then you can go beat up people and it's really fast and they can't react. I don't know. And then you got Light Heal. I don't know if I have footage for it. If I do, here it is, or here is something close to it. It just gives you health back, but I have cheats on, so I get infinite health. And then you have Light Shield. That was really cool in the game. I think it drained really fast though, so it wasn't that cool. Then you have Light Flight, and let me tell you about Light Flight. There's a glitch because you're not supposed to be able to really fly. You can just flap your wings, get more distance, but if you push the shield button when you're in midair, it resets. So like the first flap gets you really high in the air, then the next couple of flaps just let you slowly fall. But if you push shield, it resets, so the first flap can happen over and over, and you could just keep flying. You could fly all the way out of bounds. Since I'm running short on time, here's quick footage of the guns. The guns were cool. 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 And driving. Driving was cool. Real quick though, Mr. Jenkins fills up the food barrels when no one's looking. Next up is War of the Monsters. It's a lesser known giant kaiju fighting game, and I like to play it with my friends, and my favorite part about it is the mass destruction. I don't know if you see the pattern, fighting and mass destruction, some of my favorite things, I guess. I don't know if something's wrong with me. No, I'm just kidding, I'm good. Well, anyway, more specifically, there are parts in the game that you can just have natural disasters occur, and you can cause them, and my favorite part of it was throwing something at this UFO and it creates a giant tsunami. That's our favorite level, me and my friend, and we just do that a lot and just destroy that whole place. We would just flatten it, and that's the best part of it. Lastly, for my mentions is RuneScape. My favorite thing about it is the MMO factor. Of course, the mystic medieval theme is great, but the fact I can dick around with real players and have little repercussions is amazing. Also, it's fun with friends, if you have friends. I just lost all my shit trying to record this. I fucked up. And that's the end of my mentions, so now on to number 1. And now, drum roll please. My number 1 favorite game of all time. Bionicle. Bionicle on the PS2 is really good. You play as your favorite Bionicle, you hit people, and just kidding. Gotcha, bitch. My real favorite game, drum roll please, is the Banjo-Kazooie series. And I'm talking Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, and some of the Game Boy Advance games were good. But that's about it. I only have footage for Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, but those are my favorite games. And let's get started with why they're so good. So, of course, I'm going to start off with the genre. It's a platforming collectathon sort of game. The platforming is really cool. I think adventuring is there's a lot of enjoyable aspects in adventuring for video games. You can do pretty much anything. You're going places and you're doing things, you know. Collectathon is, it for me was really good because when I was younger, I wouldn't say we were poor, but we couldn't afford games very often. It was a good aspect for me to have a sense of getting the most out of the game. I would collect things and I would try to get 100% of it. So most of the time I'd have one game to play and I'd just play the shit out of it, try to 100% it. And that's a lot of the things that I do now. I try to 100% games because of that, and this is what really started me on that. For the looks of the game, what do you think? It's on the 1064. It's gonna have that retro bad look, quote unquote bad look, but I think it's good. I like the look of it. I just like that that triangle-y, polygon-ass look that is very minimalistic and simple, but it works for it, you know, it works for the theme of the game. Speaking of the theme and gameplay, it's very lively, it's happy, it's colorful, it's rewarding. It's just a game that you're gonna run around and play, and everything's happy. Everything has eyeballs on it. I don't know why, but that makes you happy. It makes you feel it's a lively place. Everything has eyeballs on it. They're living. Then you just learn these new moves, and you open new places, and you have bosses that you fight sometimes, and those are tough. For the characters, they're very alive. Like I said, they're lively. They're animated, expressive, and they all fit a thing that they're supposed to do. You have Boggy, the polar bear, and he's a polar bear, and he's what do you guess?
Guess what he likes to do?
He likes to go sledding. He's very fitting to his area that he's in. He's in Freezy Peak, and it's a frozen place. So the story and feeling of the game, it's a decent story. Well motivated. You're trying to save your sister, and the second one you're trying to save a friend of yours, a longtime friend. So it's a very righteous feeling, you know. When you're playing, you're doing it for the greater good. You feel like you're a good guy, just doing your best out there, and it's a good feeling. It's a good story, good feel. The creativity, I'd say a 10 out of 10. There's nothing in this game that isn't creative. The characters are creative, the items are creative, the story. It's here and there, but it's still creative. Because most of the time you're rescuing a princess, you know, you're rescuing the one you love. But this one, you're rescuing your friend. You're bringing him back from the dead. And then you're rescuing your sister because she is going to be not even killed. She's just going to get the pretty taken out of her. So it's a pretty creative story. I mean, I guess that's sort of a Snow White story, but you know, it's your sister that you're rescuing, and that's the point. But yeah, like I said, cartoony game, nostalgia. What do you think? Have you met one person that plays video games that does not know who Banjo-Kazooie are? If you have, then fuck them, because they're not real playing the games that they should be playing. I've met a lot of times people haven't played Banjo-Kazooie, and I tell them to give it a chance. I mean, you can get it, like, if you have an Xbox or a PC, you can get it online, emulators even. But I don't recommend emulators unless you own the game, of course. But it's a good game for first timers, and it's a good game for people who have played it before. The single and multiplayer, of course, it's just a single player game. There's a little bit of multiplayer in Banjo-Tooie. They're just mini games really. And if you're playing a game that with somebody who has played the game before, Banjo-Tooie, then it is fun. But it's gonna be a shutout if they haven't played it before. I mean, nobody wants to play Banjo-Tooie with me, the multiplayer, because I know how to play. I mean, that's just how it is, and I understand that. So, but I mean, like, give it a chance. I mean, I'll go easy on you. I'm not gonna just not have fun. It's a video game. You're supposed to have fun. The music is great. I believe all the themes of the level, the music fits very well. Freeze Easy Peak, it's one of my favorites in there. The controls are surprisingly good. I believe that you can even though it's an old game, they did pretty well with the controls on it. I mean, everything's very responsive. You can cancel stuff while you're rolling. You can cancel with a jump. You can point in any direction while you're doing anything. A couple points I want to make: the totals. It's pretty cool that it shows you how far you've come. I guess that's just a good thing. Stop and swap. It's what do you do with it? I don't know. Nobody knows. Jinjos are cool. I just like the character Jinjos. I almost got a tattoo of a Jinjo. Because I just, there's just a Jinjo. Jinjo's looking cute. They're cute. The collectible, it's like you're instantly happy. Like once you get the item, it just makes like a good sound for it. I think somebody else has said it before. But I mean, that's just how it is. That's just how I felt even before I heard somebody else say it. The moves are cool. You unlock them. I've mentioned it before. You unlock them as you go, and it's rewarding because you get the move that you needed, and now you're doing it all the time. I don't know. It's just now it's a move that you want to do all the time. Especially the Kazooie walk. Everyone uses that. I've said it before. Everything has eyes. It's just a lively game. Makes everything feel alive. And everything's goofy too. It's just a goofy game. It makes you happy. It makes you laugh. It makes you cry. It does not make you cry. It makes you happy. Transformations, of course. I almost forgot about this. There's one for every level in Banjo-Tooie. There's one like every other level in Banjo-Kazooie, and they're cool. Like you get to play as something else for a little while. And some of the transformations are like that pumpkin transformation. I was not a fan. He doesn't do anything. But the alligator, he does some crazy shit. Bites in the air and makes him fly for a little bit. All the NPCs are very friendly. Like I've said multiple times before, it's a very happy game and it's very lively. Everything you talk to has something to say that like applies to what you're doing. It's just a good friendly game. Oh yeah, here's the hidden techniques. There's a ton of hidden techniques where you can jump and fly. I'm not going to show them. There's one in my video, episode 8 of Banjo-Tooie playthrough. I explain it a little more. But one of the cool things I like is Breagle Bash. That's just a funny move. It's the strongest move in the game, and it's just you taking out Kazooie and slamming her on the ground. So I thought that was funny. Dragon Kazooie. You got Kazooie that turns into a dragon. Thought that was cool. There's a lot of cameos in this game. Not going to even talk about one. There's so many I don't know where to start. But for example, there would be like maybe something from another game in your game, and you're just like, oh, wonder what this is, and it's just like, oh wait, this is a reference to that. It's just like, oh, that's cool. But a couple mysteries in the game, like I said, stop and swap. But what do the two doubloons do? What do the two doubloons do in Banjo-Tooie? You get them from what's the name, Black Eye, and you don't use them anywhere. You don't need to use them anywhere, and you can't use it anywhere. So that's my number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Top 5, and I had a couple mentions in there too. So thank you for watching. If you made it this far, then congratulations. Please give my video a like. I worked very hard on this, about 2 months on this video. So it's very appreciated if you acknowledge that you appreciate me. So I appreciate you appreciating me. I'm gonna try to do more videos kind of like this, more hard work videos. A lot of my videos out there are just like me bullshitting and trying out new functions on this video editing thing, but I'm gonna try to make videos that explain a little bit more about me and have like content that people want to watch. But again, thank you for watching my top 5, and just give me some comments and recommendations if you want me to make videos about anything else. I'd love to. There's a lot of things out there that I can make videos about, and I have the time. Now I have the time, and I have the supplies to make it. I can capture a lot of video games, and I'd appreciate the comments. Tell me what game I should play and what game I should review, I guess. I don't want to be a game reviewer, but recommendations would help out. Thank you one more time for watching my video. It's Acute-Dilute, signing out.